So Nope, Jordan Peele's newest movie. Do I have a lot of thoughts, or do I have kind of none? At the time of recording this video and review for you all, I saw this movie a week ago, like exactly a week ago, and I still don't know what my opinion on the movie is. I genuinely feel like very middle of the road on this movie. Like I think I gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd, and for me, 5 stars out of 10 stars is like, it was literally middle of the road. Like I don't have more positive feelings than I do negative, and that's kind of very similar to how I felt about Elvis. I'm out of breath. And it's very similar to how I felt about Elvis, but I got roasted toasted in those comment sections, so hopefully you guys will be nicer. But I guess I just want to have a casual review of this film because obviously it's Jordan Peele directing. There are some really strong elements, most notably the proof that Jordan Peele is just a master of comedy and horror. There is a sequence in the film when a lot of the like scariest stuff is happening at their house at the ranch farm. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But that sequence is like some of the most terrifying like imagery and visuals, and like he is such a master of like not showing you everything but showing you just enough for you to be terrified, but also making you laugh. I feel like this movie has the same essence as like the very end scene of Get Out, where the highest point of tension in Get Out is at the end, but at the same time there's the ending, which I won't spoil, and it gives you a little bit of a laugh. And I feel like that's what this movie had applied to every aspect of it. I definitely feel like the main thing that people are going to be talking about with this film, as they do with any Jordan Peele movie, is like, what does it mean? What is it actually about? What's the hidden meaning? And I feel like this one has a pretty quote unquote generic message or theme or takeaway, like thing you're supposed to like walk away from the story and be a better person for. I feel like this movie, it's not as hyper specific as a lot of his other films have been in terms of like who it's talking about, what the issue of the film is, what's like the underlying part of it. And Peele has talked in the past about how after Get Out, after explaining almost every aspect and symbolism involved in that movie, he didn't want to do that with Us. But here in this movie, I feel like part of the reason he doesn't have to do that is because he probably feels like the message is pretty easy to get, which, little spoiler alert, it's basically just you can't tame nature or the wild, and like some things will always be wild. Like we as mankind do not get to control everything, no matter how advanced, no matter how famous we are, no matter where we live. Like we cannot control nature, the earth, wild, that sort of thing. And I feel like that's just a very kind of basic like message, and I think it's almost so surface level in this movie. Not that there's not depth to the movie, and not that there's not still mystery and things I wish he would explain, but it's almost just like so surface level that you walk away feeling like you deserved more, which I think is somewhat unfair. But then also like when you're trained to know a director so well, you expect something. And I feel like this is where, not to go on a tangent, but I feel like auteur theory, which if you're unfamiliar with that term, it's cropped up in the 60s in France, and it was the belief that a director is like the author of a film. Like you can see almost like their signature if they're a good director on any given film. And a lot of directors, such as Jordan Peele, Taika Waititi, Quentin Tarantino, Wes Anderson, they all have a very specific style, story, comedy, or horror, or whatever their specific element is. Like the way that they handle a movie, you know kind of what to expect in certain things. Like no one would ever say like a child to go see a Quentin Tarantino movie, but no one would go to a Taika Waititi movie thinking they're gonna get not a comedy, if that makes sense. And I feel like auteur theory has kind of crept its way back into our culture and made us believe that a director should know how to do one thing and do it really well and then deliver on that promise every single time. And I just feel like Jordan Peele said, no, I'm not subscribing to that with this movie. It's much more sci-fi than horror, and it is definitely like a really weird, interesting kind of like, he just decided he's gonna make this movie whatever he wanted. Now, if he has commentary tracks out there and I look like an idiot for saying like, oh, this is the meaning and blah, 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 then, I mean, like, let me know in the comments. But I just feel like this movie is victim, at least in my own head, and I'm not calling anyone out, I'm not being condescending, I'm talking about myself here too. I just feel like this film, with the segmentation of like chapters that it had, the fact that there were a bunch of different characters, I didn't feel like I could fully invest in anyone. This sounds so rude, so I apologize, I don't mean it this way. It's almost so at face value, this film, that when you try to look for more, you just kind of find yourself disappointed. And I don't think that's bad. I don't think the movie is a bad movie. I think it has some really great execution. I'm just not really sure that I liked it. And I guess that's where I'll leave this review. What did you think of Nope? Please let me know in the comments down below. Was it a yes or a nope for you? Haha, see what I did there. Please be sure to like this review if you enjoyed hearing my comments on this film, because I do reviews for a ton of the newest, biggest, baddest, greatest movies coming out. And I also do reviews of television and other entertainment related content that you don't want to miss. So you should like this video and subscribe so it helps my channel. Thank you all so much for watching this review. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day or night whenever you're getting to watch this, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye, y'all.